My friend's family owned this stunning property, and every now and then, I was lucky enough to be invited for a weekend of sand, surf, and luxury. It was something that I would look forward to before it got ruined in the darkest way possible. The house was enormous, with spacious rooms, large windows, and a full-time maid who had her own little flat at the back of the property. This particular long weekend, the excitement was palpable. We unloaded the car, eager to start our mini vacation, but as soon as my friend's dad unlocked the front door and pushed it open, we knew something was terribly wrong. The sight that greeted us was nothing short of chaos. The once pristine living room was in shambles. The coffee table was overturned, and the TV was missing from its usual spot on the wall. Broken glass crunched underfoot as we stepped inside, our eyes wide with disbelief. We ventured further into the house, each room revealing more devastation. The master bedroom's jewelry box was emptied, expensive watches and necklaces gone. In the study, the computer and various electronics were missing. Drawers had been ransacked, and it was clear the thieves had methodically searched for valuables. It was clear that this had been a planned and targeted theft. Our first thought was to check on Maria, the maid. Her flat was at the back of the property, a small but cozy space that she had made her own. We hurried over, but when we opened the door, it was clear that she wasn't there. Her belongings were gone, and there were no signs of a struggle. Maybe she left in a hurry, I suggested, though I didn't believe it. It didn't make sense for Maria to leave without a word, especially in the middle of a break-in. We called the police, who arrived with a notable lack of urgency. They seemed indifferent, taking only a cursory look around and asking a few questions before hastily concluding that Maria had likely been involved. Their theory was simple. Maria had ransacked the house and fled with the stolen goods. It seemed plausible at the time, but it left us with more questions than answers. We thought the story would end there. I wish it did, but the story would take even a darker turn. For the next week, everyone believed the police theory. My friend's parents were heartbroken, not just because of the theft, but because they had trusted Maria. She had been with them for years, almost like a part of the family. It was hard to reconcile the kind and hard-working woman we knew with the idea of her being a thief. The following weekend, my friend's dad returned to the beach house alone, intent on changing the locks and assessing the damage more thoroughly. This time, he brought the family's dogs along for company and a bit of extra security. As he worked, the dogs roamed the yard, happy to be free in the open space. That's when things took a dark turn. One of the dogs began digging near the pool. At first, my friend's dad didn't think much of it. Dogs dig. It's what they do. But Max was insistent, barking and pawing at the ground with more fervor than usual. Curiosity piqued. My friend's dad walked over to see what had Max so riled up. His heart sank when he saw a piece of tarp poking through the dirt. He grabbed a shovel and began to dig, his mind racing with possibilities, each one more horrifying than the last. What he uncovered was the stuff of nightmares. There, buried under the tarp, was Maria. Her lifeless body was a stark contrast to the vibrant woman we had known. It was clear she had been there for days, and the realization hit like a punch to the gut. The police were called again, and this time, they took things more seriously. The discovery of Maria's body changed everything. It was now evident that the break-in was more than just a robbery gone wrong. Whoever had done this had known Maria and had silenced her to avoid being identified. As the investigation unfolded, a new theory emerged. It seemed likely that the intruders had been familiar with the beach house and its routines. They had known Maria would be there alone when the family was away. Perhaps she had recognized them, and in their panic, they had decided she had to go. The theory was chilling. They had lost more than just possessions. They had lost a trusted friend in the most violent way imaginable.